Okay, so, well, I wanted to go over some of the latest things being said about the missing girl from the Dominican Republic, Sudiksha Konanki. I wanted to do a little update video on what I could find. What and what is the some of the what are the some of the latest things that people have been saying. Anything else that we could new that we can find out here. So so what I did find was well, let's see what people are saying here. So this is just from a couple days ago. Um, Now this case is be quickly becoming like hushed up, like very quickly, and I that's not great because like she's like completely missing without a trace. Like there is nothing. There is still like nothing found of her at all. People are talking about in the video. It shows some guys at the bar. We'll get into that real quick here. Um, like someone's saying like, who are these guys at the bar in the video? Um, Someone says here, this case was wrapped up in a bow and put away entirely too quickly. Yeah, that's what I was meaning to say here. Like it's like really quickly being wrapped up, and it just seems like so something is terribly wrong here. Please don't stop um, looking for Sudiksha. She is still missing. Um, People are, saying things like that. Um, there's a lot of people still following this story, this missing girl case, but there's not a lot of updates anymore. But everybody's, there's a lot of people, still talking about it though. Um, Someone here says Josh needs more questioning. Some top person might be covering up this incident. Terrible mishandling by all responsible people in this case. Um, Someone says that criminal got an easy escape. Someone says she is not in the water. She is likely on land, and to look at all of the cameras available online in the area, check gas stations and other spots, etc. Someone thinks that those guys at the bar in the video are responsible for her disappearance. Um, Something about the guy. So, something about the guy smelling the cups at the bar was really strange. I think they were possibly shaking hands or real chummy with the bartender, too. I do not think that she drowned. So, the video shows the guys in the video. Um, at least one of the guys was like smelling the cups at the bar and like moving them around and being real shady acting. So I thought that was really weird. Like he could have been slipping something into the drinks as well. It's kind of hard to tell, but like if you just look at the video footage, it is really strange. Um, Says here, boycotting travel would hit them hard in the pocketbook. Too bad not enough people would be willing to stand up and demand a proper and thorough investigation. That's what it looks like to me. Like her own parents don't care. Like I don't know if it's that they don't care. I don't know what to think about that. Like I'm not going to say that they don't care. It just seems like they gave up too soon to me. It is heartbreaking. I think the police should have statements and interviews from everybody, from everyone. Aren't there cameras all over? Something is rotting in Denmark, in my opinion. So, I mean, in Dominican Republic, I guess is what they meant. Someone says, I don't understand why her parents are not pushing to find her at least. If the parents give up so easily, how can anybody take it seriously? Let's be her voice, one commenter said. Well, that's what we're all of us who actually do care, that's definitely what we're trying to do here. Definitely got to keep this alive, the story alive. You know? I mean, that's what we need to do. Um, let's see. See, why wasn't Joshua given a polygraph test as well as a voice analyst test to tell if he is lying? Sure. As far as I know, that none of those have happened. There are three other miscreants plus Sudiksha's friends that were not given polygraph tests. Suppose he anchored Sudiksha's body somewhere so it wouldn't float. Now, one thing I want to keep in mind, there were several hours. Joshua was gone for they were gone for several hours before he came back. Like several hours. Plenty of time to properly hide and dispose of a body, or plenty of time for her to be even like kidnapped. Any number of things could have happened. But plenty of time for him to like have, like properly, like I said, hidden or disposed of her body to where she couldn't be found. If he had something to do with it, or because like I said, no trace of her has been found. Nothing from the water. So it says here, Sudiksha's father has a life insurance policy out for his daughter. I don't know anything about that. Sudiksha's brothers are suing the hotel for having no cameras on the beach. I don't know anything about that as well. That's just what somebody is saying here. I do hope that is true, though. That part. This hotel needs to shut down because they are withholding truths about Sudiksha as well as other missing people. There are other missing people, too, that were said to have drowned. Those I don't know about, like their story. But that's something to keep in mind. Is it possible that the Haitians that run the incinerator put Sudiksha's body in it? Oh, Jesus. They also put dead animals in it. Ooh. Let's hope not. Jesus. Joshua has cold, calculating eyes, shows no emotion. These eyes are known as Sanpaku eyes, meaning the whites of his eyes are shown, and it means his emotional state, physical state, and body state out of balance. I can't tell personally, but Why hasn't Sudiksha's friends say they miss her or say something? Very weird. Maybe they're involved in drug peddling of sorts. They silent. Let's see. Their silence speaks volumes because they are also responsible for her disappearance. Did the Rui Hotel bribe the parents and declare declaration of the dead? What? This hotel has so many missing people that have never been found. How many missing people does it have? The security is deplorable, as well as people spiking drinks with the date rape drug. I mean, it's really weird. If you watch the video of the guy smelling the drinks and looking like into the drinks and stuff and handling the drinks, he could have easily have spiked the drinks. Just watch it and you'll see. This story is way too suspicious. Why don't her friends, why have none of her friends that were with her been interviewed, and the news never says anything about them? Well, neither her friends or Joshua's friend either. Very strange that the media has never interviewed them. Yeah? Why would two college guys vacationing together pay for two separate rooms? I don't know. The friends never spoke up that we know of, and that part was very strange, somebody says. The hotel could have pinpointed who those men were at the bar. It's an all-inclusive resort. Everyone is a registered guest who is on the property. They could have used surveillance videos to trace where these men were staying in the resort after they left. Yeah? I would be interested to know if any of her friends received wire transfers as well. Yeah, there was something on Sudiksha doing some wire transfers with people, wasn't there? That I remember. I don't know if I mentioned that in my last video or not, but I saw something semi-recently on that a few days ago. Or maybe like a week ago. Someone said, I would like to know who her friends are, and then there was a reply that says, me too, if you could really call them friends after they let her just go off with some random guy they just met. There is no evidence that she drowned. Well, no, there isn't any evidence that she drowned. It looks like she probably didn't. I think for law enforcement to pursue a case, it often takes a lot of pressure from the family, and law enforcement here is getting none. Why? So there's no evidence that she drowned at all, and there's no evidence that she didn't drown. So, I personally can't say either way because we just don't know. So basically there's no evidence pointing towards like any direction here. That's what the problem is. Like, someone goes just flat out, what did that guy put in that drink? I can see him smelling it to see what alcohol was in it. Just looks suspect, very suspect. It does. Someone flat out says, that boy is a liar. Meaning Joshua, I guess. Yeah. Someone says, I think her friends know what happened. I don't know. You mean like they would have known what happened like before the incident occurred? I don't know. I mean, anything's possible. Someone says, keep this, um, keep this case out in the world of the internet because we know that something is wrong. I have to agree. I mean, it's been hushed up too soon so far. Someone says, I don't think that she drowned. Joshua needs to speak up, and so do her friends. Or, well, everybody needs to. We just don't. There's too little that we know. We know too little any about this, about what happened. We don't know anything other than Joshua's story. That's it. And then the video, what little evidence there is on the video footage, surviving video footage that we can see. Um, Someone says here, is it just me or does the girl in the video that is supposedly Sudiksha look nothing like her? Josh looks like Josh and the girl does appear to be Indian, but it looks like a completely different Indian girl than Sudiksha compared to what they've been showing. Oh. Someone says, right, I thought that too. Well, I don't know. What do you think about that? I think I know what they mean, but I think it is her. So I'm like this person right here who says, now and then I am trying to look up some new information about this case, but there's nothing. It's like gone. No one is interested. They gave up so quickly. That is pretty strange to me. I wish someone would do something and continue investigating. There must be something behind it. Someone got money? I don't get it. I would never give up on my daughter. Never, ever. I completely understand and agree with that person right there. And that is why I'm continuing with these videos. I think all of us that actually care need to continue to care, need to continue to keep this story, this case alive. If if the authorities aren't doing it, we need to still, continue to do it. For sure. I'm going to continue to do it, regardless. And I know everybody else that cares will as well. I can tell by, what everybody's saying here. Um, Someone says, so nothing is wrong? The girl effed up her life royally? Not everybody, let's say, disappear. Wait. Not everybody that F's up their life disappears and drowns. Why her? Um, so that, let's see. She could have been taken away using a boat to nearby Sanan Island or any other island. Did they check that any boats sailed during those hours of her going missing? That would be a good thing to investigate for sure. Um, let's see. Even if the Josh guy is innocent, he's still extremely dumb and irresponsible. Well, Jesus, what if this was a mercy killing? Were her parents or father strict? Maybe the dad thinks they're. I don't know about that. That's like that might be a far out there theory. You know, I mean that's pretty far out there in my opinion. Uh, let's see what this video here says. I'll turn the volume up here. This is from 2 days ago, so let's see here. This is from. Oh, that's an ad. Okay.
The Sudiksha Konanki case is reaching more and more people, and I'm so glad there are so many of you commenting and pushing for answers too. This is one case where I feel the investigation is almost botched, to the point where they didn't even consider any other option. They immediately went with she drowned, and that's that. In most of the cases we follow, we see that the parents are the ones that push police for answers. Sadly, in this case, the parents would like Sudiksha declared legally dead, and they would like to start the healing process. I can't imagine the trauma they are facing, and the cry of her mother broke my heart. However, so many people are reaching out to them, and I feel that they should hear this, and know they have support, and people willing to go out there, and get answers to what really happened to their daughter. Firstly, I want to point out that a TikTok star has offered $25,000 for Sudiksha's safe return. He has put that out there publicly, and are hoping that someone comes forward with information about her whereabouts. He believes that Sudiksha is not in the water, but was taken and is still alive. T.J. Ward, the expert private investigator that has worked on the Natalie Holloway case, has come forward on multiple occasions now, and offered to assist the Konanki family with answers as to what happened to their daughter. He called the mother and forwarded all his contact information, but sadly never heard back. Having T.J. Ward on the case would be such a great thing. He will dig for those answers, and I believe he offered his services free of charge. Today, a member of the Indian community spoke out and offered her moral support to the Konanki family. She has experience in victim rights and would love to offer her support to them as they walk this road. She also reached out to the family's point of contact, who explained that Sudiksha's parents have completely shut down on everybody and are not receiving calls. They keep asking for their space, while they try to figure out how to move further with this case. The point of contact said that he did pass the message on to them about reaching out to T.J. Ward or to her for support. She also expressed to him how she fears that the parents may have been intimidated or discouraged from pursuing this case further. Take a listen. I am so grateful for genuine people who want to be a support system for the family.
Hey everyone, I wanted to give a quick update on Sudiksha Konanki case. After watching the famous Natalie Holloway investigator Mr. T.J. Ward on Nancy Grace show and Surviving the Survivor show, And hearing him state that he would be more than happy to help find Sudiksha Konanki free of cost to her parents, I reached out to him and I spoke with him. He also connected me to a lawyer that he's teamed up with who is also interested in helping out the Konanki family. He also informed me that there's another Indian woman from Virginia who reached out to him to help the Konanki family. After speaking with him and the lawyer that he's teamed up with, I see that their intentions are pure and they genuinely want to help. I promised them both that I would do my best to at least pass the message on to Konanki family. Of course, this is very complex given that this involves a lot of trauma. The parents are grieving, I don't know them, and I don't want to traumatize them further than they already have been. So I did a lot of brainstorming. So I reached out to their point of contact that they themselves had provided on the flyers for the missing persons that they had initially put out for Sudiksha Konanki. This gentleman lives in Dominican Republic and was helping them while they were there. I reached out to him on Monday, March 31st, and I followed up on that previous conversation on Thursday, April 1st. And this is what I have to share with you. I informed him that I had spoken with Mr. TJ Ward and a lawyer that he had teamed up with, and they are wanting to help them with their daughter's case free of cost. And I told him I understand how daunting and difficult this can be when you're dealing with law enforcement, and I expressed empathy and how this can feel like a very lonely road. It can be overwhelming and exhausting mentally. And I offered that, hey, I have a 10-month-old daughter. Maybe I don't have the finances to contribute to this, but the least that I can do as a member of the Indian community is be there for them. I'd be more than happy to walk alongside them in this very difficult journey of finding their daughter, or at least finding the truth about their missing daughter. He graciously explained that they have completely shut down on everybody and have not been receiving phone calls, that they keep asking for space while they're trying to figure out how to proceed further with this case. I explained to him that this is a very time-sensitive matter and time might be running out on finding their daughter, or at least finding out the truth about her. He promised that he would pass the message on to them. On April 1st, when I followed up with him, he explained to me that he had tried calling them, they did not answer, however he did pass the message on to them about reaching out to Mr. TJ Ward and reaching out to me if they need my help and moral support while they're going through this very difficult season in their life. In my previous conversation and in this conversation, he heard my concerns about maybe perhaps somebody has been intimidating them or discouraging them from pursuing this case further. He assured me that nobody has been putting any sort of pressure on the Konanki family. And he reiterated they're just not responding right now. They're trying to figure things out. They're trying to sort everything out. It may not make sense to me and others why they're not accepting Mr. TJ Ward help, especially when he's saying he's willing to help them for free by raising his own funds to find Sudiksha. Most of us have not experienced this sort of trauma. Trauma can manifest itself in so many different ways, and apparently this family is expressing itself, or not expressing itself, by shutting down. Those of us who genuinely care about this beautiful young lady, given that we can all see the light within her, I say that we should continue praying for them. All I have to say is that I'm really sorry that they're going through this. I pray that nobody ever has to experience this sort of grief and trauma of missing a child. And I pray that truth will come to light. She will return home to safety. But Mr. and Mrs. Konanki, in case you're watching, which I highly doubt you are, know that you're not alone. You do have people who genuinely care about you and your daughter. We're not judging you. We are rooting for you. And we're here for you. God bless you.
All right, so we're going to continue the video here. So that was from a channel called Evil Exists. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Evil_exists. Has some of the latest info that I could find. That was from 2 days ago. Someone says, I urge the family to not give up on their daughter. She could be alive, and every effort must be made to ensure that she is found. Praying for Sudiksha's safe return is all we can do at the moment, and also never give up. Okay. Let's see here. It says, as a mother, I can't understand why any parent would want to begin a healing process just 2 weeks after their daughter disappeared. Honestly, that makes no sense to me. Even the experienced investigator T.J. Ward offered to go to the Dominican Republic and investigate the case free of charge. He personally reached out to Sudiksha's parents for permission, but all he received was silence. As is exposed in this video, it's unbelievable. Well, I don't know. What is going on with that? Um, says her parents have exonerated Joshua Reeb, choosing to believe the absurd lies he told to the in the Dominican Republic, and I imagine everywhere else. I truly don't understand. Um, I don't know. I would definitely not be that quick to trust that kid. I don't care. I mean, that's not something that I don't think I would ever do unless I know for 100% sure that he was telling the truth. And right now, we don't know anything about what the truth is in this whole incident. Says I was shocked when the parents had pushed for them to rule her being passed so fast and how quickly they declared him not involved. That to me that's very strange, especially when they have no trace of her or don't have her body. The guy that worked with the Natalie Holloway case speaking out made me really wonder what may have happened in this particular incident here. I didn't realize that they normally recover the bodies so often. Hopefully someone can scan that beach to be sure she isn't buried anywhere there. Yeah. Someone also says, I truly believe she's been trafficked. I mean, that's why I don't understand why there's not more updates in this case. Like, did they just stop looking? Like, what is going on? I think people should try to find her and not wait for the parents. They are in a bad mental state right now. Yeah, definitely agree with that. It says here, please stay on this case. How can we further assist the ones behind the scenes pushing through this situation? Someone says, I hope the investigator please continues this investigation, whether you get the parents' approval or not. Investigation may still be ongoing. It is just not public knowledge. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that they didn't just give up on the investigation. By the way, I'm gonna continue doing this for a while. There's another video that is like 2 minutes long that I want to go over from one day ago, also from Evil Exists, and then we'll wrap it up after that. Hopefully y'all don't mind that this is over a half hour long. Just want to see, what all new information I can gather here and put it all together here for us. Anything helpful and knowledgeable here that also wanted to, keep giving my thoughts as well, and just to keep this this investigation and like the story, this case alive. Just trying to do any little thing I can to help. Even if it is just an update video here. That's pretty much the best we can all do right now to keep it alive. Since her body has not been found, there is still hope no matter how slim it is. No parents should declare their child dead without a body. I do not understand the parents' response. I agree. I believe she could still be alive. There is amazing support for her in various parts online, such as like here on this channel on YouTube. Yet the response of the family is impossible. Almost everybody is saying things about her parents giving up so fast. Yeah, almost everybody is saying that. Like, the response of the parents is really shocking, but still the investigation needs to be done and justice is to be served for that poor child. Can the investigation be done without the parents on board? Shutting this case completely off is not at all good for a civilized society. Right. But like somebody said before, maybe it is, and it's just not publicly known that it's still being investigated. All these comments are, really good and I think very relevant here to go over. So that's why I'm doing this. Again, I'm trying to give just not myself a voice, but everybody else, that cares a voice, to another voice here on my channel. And I just to prove out there that there's hundreds, maybe thousands of people that are voicing their concerns out there. So there's still a lot of us out there. Her parents should push for more information. She may be waiting to be rescued. How sad if she is still alive. Are the family afraid of honor or shame? This boy is lying with many different stories. They need to grab the help offered. Well, remember, his story did change slightly. 3 times. Well, okay, so let's see what this other video says, if I can find it again. And then we will wrap up.
All right, everybody, it's time.
That's an
Not
ad.
just to go back to school.
Okay.
Konanki is sadly still missing, and so many of us are working day and night to raise awareness for her. Human trafficking in the Dominican Republic is the third largest international crime enterprise in the Caribbean, generating $9.5 billion annually. That alone is scary numbers, and it's a very scary and real possibility that Sudiksha was trafficked, since no direct evidence exists that she drowned. No body washed ashore, and no items of clothing surfaced. I have been on a mission going through the transcript of the interview that Joshua did in the Dominican Republic, shortly after Sudiksha Konanki vanished. He was questioned by police, and had his lawyer with him too, who gave him instructions on what to answer, and what not to answer. He notified police that he was in the Dominican Republic for a vacation with his friends, and he met Sudiksha and her friends in the pink lobby. What is really interesting in this interview, he refers to Sudiksha as the girl. He tries to avoid using her name in a lot of the statements, but we will talk about that in another video. Right now I want to focus on a crime that definitely took place, according to Joshua Ribe. I never heard this information before, and it's quite alarming. Makes me think how safe that private beach actually is then. According to Joshua Ryab, his friends went back to the beach the following morning. Not sure if this is after they all discovered that Sudiksha never returned. When his friends were at the beach, they noticed some of Joshua's stuff still there. However, someone stole Joshua's shoes and key card. The shoes he was seen wearing were a white pair of sneakers. It's interesting because are they investigating this theft, or is this being swept under the rug too? Sudiksha's white knitted cover-up and shoes were found on the beach lounger, and authorities photographed it. I don't think Sudiksha had her phone or bag with her, since she is not seen with it in the footage walking to the beach. Joshua Ryab added this piece of information about his stolen items when police asked him if he had anything he would like to add towards the end of the police interview.
All right. Well, let's see here. I think we'll wrap it up there. So yeah, let me know, all you the listening out there, and thank you for all who watched my previous videos on this too so far. I noticed that I did get a good number of views on a lot of them, so I appreciate people watching. I'm just trying to help in any little way I can by raising awareness about the case and sharing all of your comments and what everybody's been recently saying. Just trying to keep trying to do what everybody else is trying to do what everybody else is trying to do on here that cares about this case is keep it in the spotlight, keep the case, keep everybody talking about it, keep the story, the case, about the incident, everything that we know of that happened, keep this information alive and well and ongoing. We can't go quiet on this. So let me know what you all think, in the comments below. What else would you like to add? Is there anything else that you would like to go over? We can definitely do that. Let's just keep the story alive. That's the most important thing. Keep it up to date as we can. Keep it as ongoing as we can. Don't try to give up. Keep telling the story. Keep it out there. Can't let it go cold. So, yeah, I guess I'll end it there for now. Thank you for watching, though. Thank you all for watching. And, like I said, let me know your thoughts, about everything that we know of the case so far. And I'll be back with another update probably in a few days. See if anything else comes of this. Remember, not a single trace has been found. Not a single trace. They've searched the water, they've searched the beach. I don't know how much investigation they have done on all of the people that were there. I don't know. So I'll be back with another update soon, though. And keep telling her story. Keep this case alive about about the missing girl. Sudiksha Konanki is her name. And hopefully, crossing my fingers, something will turn up. And so we'll end it there. And I will be back soon.